What is up, fight fans? We got episode 29, Glove Talk, here with my boy Jose,
Yes, sir.
here to go over UFC Fight Night Fiziev versus Gamrot, which had a sad ending, but it was a pretty good card, for the star power they had. And then the bum, we got a bum couple of weeks coming up. I think next week is off, right? So next week
Yeah.
we're off, and then
Yes.
the week after that is so we'll probably have next week off of the podcast. Oh no, we have to go over. We'll have to go over. Oh no, we'll have next week off, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have
we
next
can
week
talk.
off.
We can talk about the card in 2 weeks today, and then just next week off. Don't matter to me.
Oh no, because we're gonna have to talk about this card.
Yep.
Oh no, this card doesn't. The Bobby Green card doesn't happen until the week after. So next week we have off. The week
hmm
after that, we'll come back and talk about the Bobby Green and Dawson card. So um,
hmm
let's get into this Fiziev Gamma card. What would you rate this card for for a fight night?
Uh, 6.
Yeah, I give it like a
The
6.
refs and the judges really made me angry. I'm not gonna lie. It was not a fun card to watch. If I'm being honest, there's a lot of politicking going on, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. The names were great on the card, so I didn't have high expectations going into it. But it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get into the first fight here. We had Tamara's Vidal versus Masvidal Rendon. With Rendon getting the split decision here. This is a good striking fight. But Rendon was able to pull it out because she was able to secure a couple takedowns, which Vidal wasn't able to do. I think she got a takedown in round 2 and round 3, which I think round 1, Vidal was more heavy for the takedowns. But good win out of Rendon. I don't think she showed anything special here. This is just average bantamweight fight between two women.
Yeah, she's 6-0 now. Vidal, like, bro, the swinging, she was swinging so wide and loading everything up. Like, you can't win that way. And Montserrat Rendon got 3 takedowns to Vidal 0, so she definitely executed more of the ground game. I just, like you said, it was just an average fight. It was nothing really impressive. I think both of them got holes to work on. And they're young in their MMA careers. Vidal's got 8 fights. Rendon has 6. Um, it's a good win. It's a good win. It puts her name there, right? A bantamweight. Kind of makes you wonder why didn't they put this on the UFC No-Che card? Another Mexican fighter. But I mean, it is what it is. It was a good. It was a good win. It was a decent fight.
Yeah. Then going to another women's fight, we had a strawweight bout between Mizuki and Hannah Goldie. Mizuki was able to get the unanimous decision win here. Hannah Goldie out here posting too many thirst traps on Instagram. She needed tune up her takedowns because she was just trying to force the takedowns in this fight, and I think that's what won Mizuki the fight because she was able to get her tired. She was like what one for? I think she was like one for like
14.
she was
One
like
for
one for
14.
20 in this fight. So and then
Yeah.
she was able to do a little bit more on the feet. So good win out of Mizuki. Hannah Goldie, stop posting them thirst traps on IG and we're work on finishing them takedowns because you were getting there. You just got to work on actually executing them, getting them down. So.
Dude, Hannah Goldie out here built like the female Drew Dober. Just saying. Now Mizuki's one. She's had a lot of injuries, man. But I see what people are talking about, right? She has a talent, and she showed a lot of really good skill in defending the takedowns, right? Gotta give Mizuki credit. She definitely was the one landing the more accurate strikes, right? And just I think Mizuki again, she's got a lot of fights under her belt. She has a pedigree of good skill. She just had a lot of injuries. She had a little bit of ring rust, but not too much. Like she looked good in that fight. I think she definitely can grow, and I think she will. I think Mizuki's still young enough where she's going to continue to grow. And I don't know, man. I think with time and with the progress, right? She could make some noise at strawweight. I think she definitely has all the potential for it. I'm excited to see now that Mizuki's back. And for Hannah Goldie, man, you cannot be that big and strong at that division of strawweight. She's huge for a strawweight, and she couldn't finish takedowns. Like, there's no explanation for it. She had the hands locked too, and she couldn't finish the takedown. Like, I don't understand. Definitely go back to the drawing board, or just do bodybuilding and post on OnlyFans. Just saying. Just saying.
And we got the next fight. We got Muhammad Usman getting the unanimous decision win over Jake Collier, a guy who's fought at middleweight. He's fought in these lower weight classes, and he's on a 3-fight skid. And Usman's a guy that we both don't like. In my opinion, I think Collier won this fight based on the eye poke. Collier was gaining good momentum in that round. I think he was starting to pull away in that round. He was starting to hurt Muhammad before the eye poke. So I think you got to take a point there. But they gave the win to Muhammad. I mean, Jay Collier didn't do nothing super impressive to secure a win. So I can see why they went with Muhammad. But in my opinion, I think Collier won this fight because he just showed more willingness to do damage. But we say this all the time about Muhammad. We just don't like him as a fighter. He's not really exciting. I feel like he's more of a light heavyweight than a heavyweight. Wait till he fights a guy who's actually a heavyweight, actually wants to fight. He probably would get slept because he doesn't seem like he wants to be in there a lot of times. So
Yeah, he almost got finished at the end of round 2 with that Kimura reversal, right? Or was it round 3? It was right at the end of the fight, I think. That Kimura reversal almost finished him. And then he just laid on top of Collier, didn't really do anything. For the first time in this card, I'm going to rant about the judges. What is that 30-27, dog? There's no way you give Muhammad Usman round 1. No way. No way. Listen, I scored a 2-1 Usman. I didn't want to, but if you take the point away, if the ref, here's the thing. I think eye pokes are getting away. Like, they're not taking points away for eye pokes, and they need to, right? I would have scored a 9-9 round 2, and then probably 10-9 Usman in the third, 10-9 Collier in the first. Probably would end up being a draw, right? So what the fight would have been. But bro, the 30-27 for Muhammad Usman is wild. And now I'm gonna critique the technique. Jay Collier had the better hands, but his defense was terrible. He just had his chin out there the whole time. Muhammad Usman just blitzes, just like his brother, except his brother has good wrestling and cardio to back it up. Muhammad Usman literally just takes people down and just lays on them, right? And again, he has all the hype in the world because of his brother. I think Muhammad Usman, that 11-2 record is so saturated, bro. If he faces, like you said, a real heavyweight, I don't know, dog. I don't think he does that well. I think he has a lot of holes in his game still. But they gave him Jay Collier, who's a light heavyweight, going up to heavyweight, and he still struggled at some points. Usman almost got caught in the first
so
round.
Jay Collier's fought at middleweight before.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know what the UFC is trying to do. They're trying to build up his record. It's what they tried to do with Kamaru in the beginning as well. We'll see, man. I don't have high hopes in Muhammad Usman. But yeah, shout out to judges. 30-27, man. Y'all are smoking, man.
Yeah. And the next fight we had Cody Burns versus Jacob Malkoun, a fight that ended off as a disqualification. But as we've seen as the fight as it was going, we've seen that Cody Burns was more fitting for wrestling, and then Jacob Malkoun was better with his grappling, his jiu-jitsu, for what we saw so far in the fight. But this one ended in a DQ. I don't agree with it. I think it should have just been a no contest. Yeah, he did throw that elbow behind his head, and it was kind of vicious. But I feel like he was just throwing in the moment. I don't think it was like ill intent. And also Cody Brundage, I would like to. I mean, I can't speak for him, but I don't know. It seemed like he just didn't want to go back to that fight because he seemed after he was winning on the wrestling stages, but then he started losing in the grappling jiu-jitsu stages. It seemed like he didn't want to be in there no more. So, um, I don't know. What's your opinion on that, Jose?
This is bullshit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm calling it how it is, right? And also the commentary, bro. Come on now. They're talking about, oh, his head was just there. He purposely threw the back of the head. No, he's aiming with his forearm to try to hit the side of the neck. If you catch the ear, it's a legal shot, right? If you catch the ear and the side of the head, it's a legal shot. You gotta understand something though. First off, this is where I call out Malkoun. That's not a shot you should be throwing from being in the back. But if it lands on the side, it's a legal shot, right? But you gotta understand, Brundage's head was moving as Malkoun's body's moving as well, right? When they're on the ground. When he's hitting that, he's hoping this forearm hits right on the ear and catches the side of the head. He's not aiming. He didn't hit the back of the head. He hit the side back, right? He wasn't aiming for straight in the back. He was aiming for the side. That's part one, right? So the commentary missed the point. Cody Brundage, dog, really, 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 you can't even give an answer. You're just sitting there on the ground, just like, you don't want to say, I want to keep fighting. I want to keep fighting. No, he kept asking and looking to see what the finish was. He just sat there. Like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit in my opinion. And the fact that they had a replay and still made this a DQ boggles my mind. Jacob Malkoun is a dog, right? Training partner Robert Whitaker. We saw the talent, right? He's so good. We've seen it before, man. I feel bad for Malkoun, but it happens. I get it. The shots happen. For Cody Brundage, man, you gotta look yourself in the mirror, dog. Like I'm just in that. I get it. His coach is like, the rules are there to protect you. It is what it is, right? All right, but it's not like an eye poke where a guy can't see. Like, dude, Jake Collier kept fighting when he shouldn't have. Jake Collier couldn't see out of his right eye, right? And he's sitting there wanting to fight. He's sitting there trying to get through. Cody Brunch doesn't even give an answer to the ref for one shot to the side. I'm not with it, bro. I was not a fan of that decision. This is the part of the card where I kind of just started zoning out because it just pissed me off so much. But again, the refs and the judges, we've had to deal with this the last few months, and it's just not getting better, man.
Yeah. The next fight we had Tim Means. He was able to weather the storm from Andre Fiallo and able to get the TKO finish, which is kind of crazy because it's annoying because Fiallo sometimes he looks like he could be like a top 15 welterweight in moments, and then all of a sudden his cardio starts slacking, and he just Tim Means just did a typical Tim Means. He was able to show his cardio and able to weather the storm. He was almost finished a couple times, but he was able to fight that off. And he was able to finish Fiallo. So, good win. And this was a good fight. This is probably one of the fight. This is probably fight of the night, honestly.
Yeah, man. Not just the cardio as well. The defense was terrible from Friallo, man. He just sits straight up and takes shots, man. Um, you can't do that and at the that level of mixed martial arts, right? And Tim Means a veteran, and the ground and pound was nasty, right? Tim Means a fan favorite, right? Hardcore fans, we've been watching Tim Means for a minute now, right? He's nuts, man. He's nuts. I'm happy he got the win. I like seeing these old vets that we grew up with getting the victory. And for Andre Fiallo, man, I don't know how much more slack the UFC can cut him, bro. This is not the first time he's put in a performance like this, right? It's bad. It's bad when you're because Fiallo was winning the fight to start, and then he just like faded and faded and
He always
faded,
does that. He always looks like a top 15 fighter, and then all of a sudden he just fades.
and you can't get away with that. You can't get away with that for so long. But good one for Tim Means, man. I would love to see him and Matt Brown fight again, man. I don't know if they fought before actually, but still, like that would be a great fight. Just have vets fighting, man. I love it.
Yeah. And next fight we had a robbery, in my opinion. We had Miles John getting the decision win over Dan Argueta. And I don't know if I was tripping or not, but I feel like Dan Argueta fed a really good fight. At least 2-1, in my opinion. At least. Uh, but it went the other way, which I think you agree with me upon. You think
Yeah,
Dan
I
Argueta won
agree
this
with you.
fight?
What watching it in the moment, I agree with you. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the only critiques I'll give to Dan Argueta is look more comfortable on your feet so you don't so the other guy knows like this is not just a on the ground game, and so that you don't look uncomfortable, so the judges might not judge it that way. Because if you look uncomfortable, the judges might score that he's winning, he's hurting you. If you're shooting all the time. So maybe set up some shots before you shoot. Don't just shoot into his shots because it looks like you're getting hurt and stuff like that.
Right.
Versus when you're going forward, and you're making it back up and then you shoot. So
Yeah. 30-27, 30-27, 29-28, all for Miles John. Again, I don't know what the judges were on. I don't. To not even give a round to Dan Argueta is wild, in my opinion. Again, optics are everything, but let's be honest, dude, Miles John, his shots, they were so wide. Like he's just sitting there going like, oh my man. He's just going like you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like flying an airplane, bro. Like I was not a fan of the technique on the feet from both these guys. The grappling exchanges were great. I think Dan Argueta, to me, he looked better, bro. I mean, I get it. The numbers don't back it, but you can't just look at numbers, right? You got to watch the fight for what it is, a fight, right? I thought Dan Argueta fought the better fight. If I'm being honest, I think Miles John gets away with the reckless volume, right? And that's judges love looking at that, like sometimes, and he gets away with, it, especially in a smaller weight class, right? Where he hits hard, whatever, man. Uh, Listen, not taking away from Miles Johns. He fought the fight. He had the fight. He got given the win. I think it's not the end of the world for Dan Argueta. But I mean, it was a good fight though. It was a really good fight. It was fun to watch. And again, I'm always a fan of bantamweight fights, man. Bantamweight, featherweight, flyweight. It's just the most fun divisions to watch right now.
yeah. The next fight we had the Canadian Charles Jourdain getting another submission over Ricardo Ramos, coming off his win against Chrome Gracie, and then to get another submission here. just shows how good Charles Jourdain is. And Ricardo Ramos wasn't scared to take him down and try to show him that he was better, but ended up getting submitted. So great submission by Charles Jourdain, and maybe he's give him a top 15 fight maybe now.
Dude, Charles Jourdain, man, has been a sleeper for a while. I've been a fan of Charles Jourdain for a minute. Uh, I love the way he fights, man, and he's getting better, right? He's getting better. He has all the fundamentals. Um, yeah, I love the way he fights, man, and to submit um such a good jujitsu practitioner in Ricardo Ramos, man, like that's nuts, right? That is a statement win. Um, he's the Canadian with the most UFC fights right now, which is wild, bro. And you look at the exchanges, the way he rolled into that to get that guillotine, high level stuff. And the two losses he has in the UFC, bro, is Nathaniel Wood, who's a dog,
Shane Burgos.
and Shane Burgos, who's also a dog. So
But I
this
think he
guy is
lost to
no
Didn't
joke.
he
Those
lose to
both
Julian Erosa
decision,
too?
huh?
Didn't he lose to Julian Erosa?
I think maybe, but still, that's another good fighter as well.
Yeah.
Like Charles Jourdain is no joke, bro. I think definitely, like you say, he deserves a ranked fight at this point. Interesting to see what he can do, bro. He's kind of like what, the Canadian Cheeto Vera. I think we might have to start calling him that, the Canadian Cheeto Vera.
Yeah, you could say that, but I feel like he's more grapple heavy, so maybe like a Brian Ortega. Um, I don't know. Going to the next fight, we had Brian Battle going down another weight class, going down to welterweight, and destroying AJ Fletcher, and submitting him in the second round. And for Brian Battle, man, he looks good at welterweight. I'm telling you, I knew his division was lower than what he was at because that length, the size advantage he gets on guys, and then he's not trash on the ground as well.
Right.
He has good takedown defense, and he was able to. I mean, he was able to submit a guy like AJ Fletcher. Doesn't AJ trade with Dustin Poirier and shit like that?
Is AJ the one that trains with them? I think so. I think it
He's
is AJ.
Louisiana.
No, yeah, it is. AJ's the one that trains with
Yeah,
Dustin. I mean, okay, so AJ Fletcher beat Themba Garimbo, right? Which is nothing to write home about. Lost to Lusa, lost to Semmelsberger, and now gets submitted by Brian Battle, right? That's his last few fights, right? At welterweight. Can I be honest, bro? Watching that fight, bro is built like a featherweight. What is he doing at welterweight? No, seriously, like, what is he doing at welterweight? Go down to
like
lightweight.
He should be a lightweight for
He
sure.
should be a lightweight. He is way too small for welterweight, bro. I know he packs on muscle, but it doesn't matter. Brian Battle showed that obviously range and height isn't everything, right? We saw Stefan Struve in the UFC didn't do jack diddly, right, at 6'10". But if you have the length and the technique, which Brian Battle is no joke in technique, right? You just need to go down a weight class. Dude, AJ Fletcher got destroyed. I don't think did he even land a shot? I don't even think he landed a shot, bro. Like it didn't feel
Nothing
like it watching
significant.
the fight. Like he did. He did land a shot. It just didn't feel like it watching the fight. He got obliterated. Um, I don't know, man. I think AJ Fletcher's got to go down a weight class. Good win for Brian Battle. I think Brian Battle. Uh, I think the pressure was overwhelming coming off the Ultimate Fighter. Him having to kind of live up to that. Now he's just doing his own thing, right? Now he's just kind of going with the flow, being his own fighter. That's what you gotta do. You gotta be your own person. The fans don't want to see the next Anderson Silva or the next Izzy. They want to see you. When we see you and who you are, and you build that, that's how fans get behind you, right? That's you. You look at every guy that comes through MMA, and no fighter is the same as another fighter. Every fighter is unique in their own way, you know. And I love that Brian Battle's embracing that. He's got the hype behind him. Give him a ranked fight, bro. He's 17-2. He's got 2 statement wins on fight nights now. The last 2 fights. Why not? You know.
The next fight we had Marina Rodriguez murdering Michelle Waterson Gomez. And I even seen people were saying the whole first round that her kid was crying in the crowd, which she should have, because this Marina literally looked like a title contender. The Muay Thai clinch, the damage she did in this fight, the elbows. She literally, I think she landed more elbows and knees than punches in this fight. Anything else? She literally destroyed her, cut her open, demolished her. I think honestly, the ref should have stopped the fight. This shouldn't have went to round 2 at all. This
Yeah. What
fight
was
was
that?
in her corner. Honestly, shame on her corner. Her corner should have called the fight because she literally was getting destroyed. There's no sign of life for her anywhere. I mean, she got outstruck 90-16. Probably 90, probably like a good. I'd say a good 60 of those shots were knees and elbows. So
Bro, that ref's name was it Kerry Fletcher or something like that? Yeah. Don't ever ref another UFC fight again. If I'm being honest. That was terrible. Bro, if you're gonna call time, keep in mind there's like what, 10 seconds left in the round as well? Brother, either let it go to the end of the round, then call the doctor in, or stop the fight. Like right there, just stop the fight. Bro, she was done. And listen, Marina Rodriguez, man, she's calling out Jean now, right? I think that's a great fight. I think Marina's definitely earned it. She looks a lot better now. She beats Jean. She immediately goes into title contention at strawweight. And bro, if we get that version of Marina who's now moved down to weight class and looks like that, bro, that's nasty. That she looked very, very good. Um, and for Michelle Waterson, listen, it breaks my heart. She has been fun to watch for so long, but it's time. It's time. You're 37. It hasn't been the same. She has not been the same since the last 5 6 years. We're being honest, man. I think it's time for the karate hottie to hang it up. In my opinion, bro. I don't. You don't want to see fighters that are at that age, right? That have had a good legacy go through that over and over and over again, right? We saw it with BJ Penn. We see it with Chris Weidman now, right? It's not fun to watch, man. You gotta know when to hang it up. But yeah, for Marina Rodriguez, great win, a statement win. That tie clinch, man. If she can keep catching people in that, oof, who knows? Sky's the limit.
Yeah, I mean Michelle Waterson Gomez, she's like 1-6 in her last 7 or some shit. So,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know. She has a terrible record in her last couple fights, so definitely need to chalk it up for her. Going into the co-main, we had the return of Bryce Mitchell after he got destroyed by Ilia Topuria, returning to fight Dan Ige, which he was able to get the decision win. I think Dan Ige won round 1 in my opinion, but I think Bryce was able to lay on him and stall and win the 2 and 3. Which I don't know. Ever since the Ilia fight, I don't see the same Bryce Mitchell. Maybe it's because the competition is up, but I do agree with somebody I saw on Twitter say that his next fight should probably be like a Brian Ortega. That would be a good fight, a good grappling matchup,
Mm-hmm.
which I agree with. So, good fight. I mean, good way to. It seemed like he might have been injured. He wasn't 100% as well. So, good way to scrap that one out. But the thing I do hate is the way you forced Ige to sit there after the fight. You was talking about conspiracies and stuff of his hometown, and you forced him to be there. You can obviously shout out your religion. I don't care about that, but
Right.
to force the guy to hold him there and force him there, you can tell he wanted to walk away. He just took a loss in a fight where he probably thought he could have won. So you can't really do that. I mean, you had good intentions, but it's kind of corny. So
Yeah, and listen, and Dan Ige is a Christian as well, and I am too, and I was uncomfortable watching it. And Dan Ige, because that's the thing, man. Uh, I know we're kind of going on a little tangent here, bro, but listen, I'm all for fighters and athletes like shouting out their faith, right? Like, hey, that's who you are, right? Don't force it down people's throats. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a line. There's a line you got to go in between, right? The entrance when he did the Bible screaming, that's fine. Right, that's fine. That was actually kind of fun to watch. Like, all right, he's in it. He's intense now. But then post fight, kind of forcing him to be toxic.
that lady
That
felt
Florida
like a
one, baby.
gunshot.
But to force Dan Ige to sit there and stuff, that's not it, bro. You don't see Wonder Boy doing that. You don't see Vitor doing that. You don't see Max Holloway. Max Holloway shouted out his Lord Savior Jesus Christ right after his last fight, and that's it. He didn't force Korean Zombie to do a prayer with him, nothing like that. I think there's definitely a line you got to have when it comes to all that. But in terms of the fight, uh, shout out to judges again. 30-27 is crazy. That's wild. That is nuts. I will say this: Bryce Mitchell, he beat Dan Ige. Dan Ige frustrates me again. He has the skills. The game plan always fails him, though. In the moment, he fails, man, and it sucks to watch. He's so talented. Bryce Mitchell on the ground is a demon. We knew that, right? But here's my issue. His stand-up game still sucks, man. His stand-up, like
He
if
probably
he
doesn't have any
fights,
training partners, bro. He just trains by himself.
no, he trains. He trains at he trains at a, oh my gosh, his teammate that was in the corner literally is an
But
MMA.
but to have good stand up, you need to go train around the world. You need to train with
Yeah,
people
no,
around the world.
he trains at an MMA gym in Arkansas. Which, no offense to Arkansas, come on. The better talents right next to you in Louisiana, where you can go train with like AJ Fletcher and Dustin and No, or go to ATT, go train with Nate Landwehr and all those guys. But anyway, Bryce Mitchell, man, the striking's not there. Um, the jiu-jitsu we knew was there, and people listen. This is what people talk about. Oh, he was injured in the Ilya fight. People don't realize Ilya Topuria, him and his brother, are the first Georgian black belts in jiu-jitsu ever. Like that fight would not ended any differently if Bryce was healthy. I think the eye definitely affected Bryce this fight. But now Bryce is talking about. I don't know if you saw what he posted. He wants to do a podcast with Sean O'Malley and wants to have a farm with him, like apologize to him and stuff. He didn't really call out anybody after the fight. He called out Satan, which I'm all for that, whatever. But I don't know. Brian Ortega, I think, would be a great fight. I think Brian wins that fight, if I'm being honest. It's just not that many. Bro, Giga Chikadze? Give him Giga Chikadze.
No, I don't want to see that matchup.
He
I'd
would
rather see.
Giga would kill him. Giga would kill him, bro, for being honest.
Yeah, maybe unless he just does what he did this fight. The difference between Dan Ige and Ilya is Dan Ige didn't go forward enough. Ilya had Bryce going backwards that whole fight. He had him fighting on the cage the whole fight. And it's hard
Yeah.
to get them takedowns when you're going backwards. So
Hey, if Loev, Movzari Loev, rebook that fight.
yeah, that would be a good fight.
Why not?
And then we're going to the main event, a fight that ended so sadly, a fight that we all were looking forward to. Fiziev, ended up breaking his what did he break? His knee or his leg?
I think he might have torn something in his leg. I don't know. Broke
Broke
his leg.
something on Gamrot's elbow. So I think you count wins like that where a guy blocks something with like his elbow and it breaks bone. You still count that
I
win in
mean,
your book?
you have to count it as a win. You have to, because they won. It's like Cheeto with Sean or whatever. Like it's one of those situations in a way. But I will say, here's the difference. Gamrot didn't really show me much before that. You know, And even in that exchange, that was more physique going down. Whereas like Cheeto like elbowed the living hell out of Sean and kicked the crap out of Sean before, during, and after that, right? Dustin and Connor. Dustin was clearly winning that fight before Connor broke his leg, right? This fight, Fiziev won round one, in my opinion. I think Fiziev won round one. Everybody scored it round one for Rafael Fiziev, which leaves a question. Is Mateusz Gamrot ready for that level of competition? You know?
I
Yeah.
mean, he's been fighting the level of competition, so he
Well,
is.
no, because he's been fighting up till now like Jalen Turner. Fiziev is up there. Fiziev fought Gaethje. Fiziev's like then next tier of like Beneil and Gaethje and all these guys, right?
Wait, Gamrot's fought Beneil.
Yeah, I know. What happened?
And
Beneil won.
he beats Harzuki in too. So I mean, he's fought
Yeah,
high
but
level
but
guys.
Tarzukian's he's not for real, bro. In terms of being high like that high level, he's not.
He's
He's not.
more for real than Fiziev.
Whoa, hot take,
Fiziev is just high level striking. Arman is high level everything. What do
bro.
you mean?
Fiziev can grapple.
He can
What?
stop. He can stop takedowns. He can't really grapple.
Bro, he can grapple. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your hot take for the week.
Bro,
Arman
Fiziev cannot grapple.
Sarukian
You
is
think Fiziev is better grappler than Arman?
I don't think he's necessarily a better grappler, but I think his
Let's say
grappling his grappling is good enough where his striking is so much better than Arman. He's a better fighter than Arman, my opinion.
Arman gave Islam a tough ass fight, bro.
Bro, Islam, here's my hot take. Islam's stupid overrated.
Bro, he
Sorry.
beat Volk 4-1.
Bro, he laid on Volk. He
No,
laid
he
on
did not. He
Volk.
beat him in the striking, bro. Rewatch the fight. We even said that right after he beat him in the
Yeah,
striking with them
no, I
knees.
agree.
He was fucking Volk up with
Keep
those
in mind,
knees.
he also had 5 inches on Volk. That's number one. Number two, he's the bigger guy. And three, if they have a rematch, you can't tell me Volk doesn't win that.
If they have a rematch, I can tell you it's probably 50-50 again. The only argument you have is he's bigger. That's it.
No, but here's my thing with Islam. He got a title shot against Charles, who was burnt out from fighting so much over that last year, off a win against Bobby Green.
It wasn't supposed to be Bobby Green, though.
I know
Somebody
it was
pulled out.
supposed to be Bobby Green, but like, you know what I'm saying? Listen,
Then he
Islam,
destroyed Charles Oliveira.
who was burnt out. I think the rematch is going to be totally differently. I know we're going on a tangent here, but this is how lightweight's working. You got so many names at the top, guys. So you got Gamrot, Fiziev, who's going to be out for a while, Gaethje, Poirier, Charles Oliveira, Islam, right? Beneil, like
Yeah, you're tweaking if you think Fiziev is better than Armand. I think Armand. I don't think he's better than Benil, but he's better than Gamrot,
all right,
in my
all right.
opinion.
Listen, I'm not. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think there's definitely an argument for that. Some media outlets were calling for Mateusz Gamrot versus Dan Hooker after this fight. What do you think?
Gamrot versus Dan Hooker.
They both beat Jalen Turner.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could make that fight, but uh,
He's got
really,
no way to move up the rankings. He's
let me
got
see,
nobody to fight ahead of him, unless
let,
Michael Chandler.
let me see the rankings real quick.
So you got Gamrot 7, Fiziev, Chandler, Beneil, Dustin, Gaethje, Charles. Up, going up.
Yeah, I'd rather do the. Yeah, that's the only good fight I see is the Gamrot versus Hooker. Unless you want to give him Benil that rematch. Um,
Beneil does need a fight, man.
but I think Benil fights. I think Benil ends up fighting like.
Dustin?
No, I don't think Dustin fight. I think Dustin goes to one. I think Dustin just waits for that trilogy with Gaethje. I think Dustin's not gonna fight until Justin Gaethje fight because if Justin Gaethje wins, why not do that trilogy for the belt right away? I feel like that's the money fight.
Yep, I agree. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Michael Chandler, where's he at in lightweight? Do you think he's gonna fight
Yeah, I
again
think.
in lightweight?
No, they're gonna. I think they're trying to make Conor UFC 300. That's my opinion. Honestly, at
That's
this
what I
point.
heard. That's what I heard as well. Yeah, beginning. Connor did say beginning of 2024, UFC 300 in April. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, Sean O'Malley's gonna be on that card. They're gonna have.
Jim Miller. Jim Miller's gonna be on the card.
Yeah, probably Jim Miller's gonna be on that card. So it's gonna be a good card though. Maybe they might bring Adesanya back for that card. I don't know. We'll see. Um,
Yeah.
we'll see if he passes those. If he beats that charge. So
So we gave our ratings for the card. I give the crowd a 0 because it's in the Apex. Shout out the Apex. Um,
except for Michelle
guys,
Waterson Gomez's son, 10 out of 10 for crying.
ladies and gentlemen, Dana White brought Christmas early for us. Fight announcement after fight announcement this week. Let's start with a sleeper one that I didn't even see until it got posted. I didn't even hear about it. Michael Morales versus Jake Matthews, bro. UFC 296. Bro, that's a great fight.
That's the one you brought up, bro, versus Kobe and Leon.
No. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm working my way up. That's a sleeper one, though. Michael Morales, Jake Matthews. One that we definitely need to talk about, bro. Patty and Tony. Patty,
I
everybody's
got,
talking about Tony's
I
getting
got
fed to the
Tony.
wolves. Tony's getting fed to the wolves.
I got Tony, bro.
I got Tony. I want to see Patty lose with all my heart and soul. Sean
MMA
Brady and
match.
Kelvin Gastelum. UFC Fight Night, December 2nd. What do you think?
Who's fighting?
Sean Brady and Kelvin Gastelum.
Ooh, that's the tough one. I mean, I got to see. Is this Sean Brady's first fight since his injury?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see how he comes back. After an injury, it's hard to tell. You got to see what version of Sean Brady comes back. But the
Pantoja
fight I didn't
Royval.
expect was the Shavkat versus Stephen Wonderboy
Oh,
Thompson. I thought.
yes. We got to talk about
So what does
that,
that
dude.
mean? Usman's not fighting for a while then.
Dude, they're talking about Usman fighting Izzy at 185. Like,
What? They're not fighting each
yeah,
other.
yeah. That's been real. And Usman said he'd be down for it.
They're not fighting each other, bro. Fuck out of here. They would have fought each other for the belt. That would
No,
have
he
been
said
good.
he wouldn't. So this is what Usman has said. He said while Izzy was champion, he would never fight Izzy while Izzy was champ. That's what he said. Now that he's not champ, he said he's open to 185.
No, I don't even want to see that fight. That fight's cringy as fuck.
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't be a fan of watching that. Oh, Jared Cannonier, Roman Dolidze.
That's a banger.
On the same card as the Sean Brady, Calvin Gastelum.
Pantoja
Shavkat.
versus Royval. I got Royval, bro. I think Royval becomes champ.
I think Royval can do it. I think regardless, it's going to be a contender for fight of the night on that card because those two guys, flyweight's an awesome division to watch. Again, Shavkat versus Wonderboy, which we brought up for a little bit, that's going to be an insane fight to watch. I love Wonderboy, but I don't know, man. I don't know
He's
about
not.
that.
He's not willing to go deep enough to beat this guy. You know. I can see
And I love
Wonderboy.
Wonderboy, but
I'll
you're
give
right.
Wonderboy a higher chance of beating Usman than Shavkat, honestly.
Yep. Yeah, man. Let's see. Andre Arlovsky, Waldis Carter. Nobody cares about that one. Now the big one. Two big ones actually. So let's start with Leon and Colby. What do you think about that? Finally
Yeah,
made the
it's the
fight.
fight. I mean, finally we can get this division going. It's the division that's been held up the most besides light heavyweight. So these guys need to start fighting, and whoever wins this fight needs to fight in 3 months, bro. They need to get this shit moving, bro. Like for real. Like I don't know
Uh,
what's the deal? Why this fight took so long?
I blame Leon because Leon was ducking Colby. He said Colby didn't deserve a shot. This,
Yeah,
that, whatever. Shout out Leon. Also got into it with Johnny Eblin after Johnny Eblin destroyed Leon's brother in Bellator. Um,
yeah, them
Johnny
elbows are
Eblin,
vicious.
argument for maybe top 10 middleweight in the world. He looks good, man. Looks good.
Yeah, he doesn't really look like a
332.
middle. He doesn't look like a middleweight for real, for real.
He looks good though, man. He's doing his stuff at Bellator. And then the big one, dude. I love this fight: Yuri versus Alex Pereira.
Yeah, what card is that on?
296. The same one as Colby and Leon. Pretty sure. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it is.
they haven't put it on the website yet. That
It's
card is
either that.
stacked as fuck. What the hell? They're trying to
Yeah,
like.
dude. 296 is. Yeah, it's Christmas, bro.
What do you think is
Dana
better?
White did nothing but announce fights this week.
What do you think is better, 296 or 294?
Dude, I think 296, man. Oh no, wait, no, Yuri and Alex are on 295 with Jones and Miocic. They're the co-main.
Oh, so what's better, 294, 295, or 296?
I
Honestly,
think
I'm going with
296.
295, bro. 295. You got Yuri and
Bro,
Alex Pereira, and you got John Jones and Stipe, bro. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
but dude, look at 296 the names, bro.
Yeah,
Ian Gary
that goes further down, but
Ian Gary Vicente Luque. That's gonna be a great fight, bro.
what card is that on?
296.
Oh yeah, 296 might be card of the year. I ain't gonna lie.
And that's the thing. The only fights they have announced for 296 is Pantoja, Royval, Luque Gary, Patty Tony, Wonderboy Shavkat, and Leon Colby. That's just the main card. They haven't even started the prelims yet, bro.
Yeah,
That,
that's tough.
that's crazy. Like these these cards are shaping up to be insane, man. Um, but unfortunately, we have to talk about this next fight night. Uh the next two fight nights, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, they suck. They're pretty bad.
Yeah, the only reason I'm gonna watch this next one is because Joe Pyfer, and then I want to see Alex Moreno baptize Jaquan Buckley, please. Then you got like Drew Dober. Drew Dober is a good fighter. He's fighting Ricky Glenn, and then you got the one thing I don't get, why the fuck is Chris Gutierrez in the prelims? Like
Bro,
just because he lost one fight doesn't mean Chris Gutierrez is still code, bro. Like
Devon, he's the underdog in this fight.
yeah, put your
That's
fucking
crazy.
against Montel Jackson. Did you
That's
guys not watch
crazy.
the last fight? He didn't do
That's
shit last fight.
crazy. Oh my god. Bill Algeo versus Alexander Henderson. Hernandez, sorry. He's going to be a good fight for me, in my opinion. I like Bill Algeo a lot. Drew Dober's fighting again. Minus 400 favorite. That makes sense. Yeah, Joe Piper's going to go crazy this fight. Grant Dawson and Bobby Green, bro. I don't know how to feel about that fight.
Bro, honestly, the Joe Pipe, honestly, I don't even know, bro. That fight is trash.
Can I be honest with you? I just think Grant Dawson, he's a great wrestler. He just doesn't do enough on the feet for me, man. You know,
Bro,
like
I could see him getting caught in this fight.
yeah. And then, dude, oh my gosh, the next fight night after that is Sadiq Yusuf against Edson Barbosa's carcass, bro. Oh, we are scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Michelle Pereira is fighting Mark Andre Barreau. Oh, Cameron Simon, Christian Rodriguez on that card. That's gonna be a good fight.
Nah, fuck that. Jonathan Martinez versus Adrian
Martinez and
Yanez.
Giannis, yep.
Fuck that.
Darren Elkins versus T.J. Brown, Chris Duncan, and Terrence McKinney. That's a good fight.
Yeah, honestly, this fight night is better than fucking the Grant Dawson Bobby Green one at least.
Why is Ashley Yoder at 8-8 and 35 years old and getting destroyed in her last fighting? Why? Why are
It's
we doing
how
this,
the UFC does it. But
bro?
anything else we gotta go over?
Israel Adesanya pleaded guilty to DUI, man. Do you think that's why he looked off against Strickland?
No, I think he looked off because one of his homies died. He was sad in the fight, but still doesn't. I mean, if my homie died, that would make me fight better. But everybody's different, so I just
This is
think
second. This is
I think it was a
second time.
mix of everything. I think Sean Strickland had a perfect style, perfect game plan. Eric came with a perfect game plan. Adesanya had an off night. He had
Right.
not the best camp. He had these issues. It was just a perfect mix of everything, which is the same thing. Will probably help for Adesanya too. When he won against Robert Whitaker probably had an off night. Robert Whitaker probably had not the best camp. Same shit happens for everybody. So nothing to take away from Sean Strickland. And Adesanya in his video really wasn't taking much away, blaming too many things. So, and then you watch that video with Sean Strickland today where he's talking about being champ and now he's still a regular guy. He's still going to drive the same car because he doesn't want to show people that you need nice cars and nice stuff for people to like you. So,
Right.
props to Sean Strickland and the message he's spreading. And I even said it, if anybody beats him, I wouldn't mind Sean Strickland. So,
Right. Right. Oh, Francis Ngannou went on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he said PFL was down to do the cross promotional fight with John Jones. I mean, listen, he can say that all he wants, bro, but he literally could have taken that a 3-fight contract in the UFC, fought John Jones, made the 8 million plus pay-per-view points, do a rematch, whatever, bro. To say now that, oh yeah, I'm down for that fight, PFL is down, but he has to come to PFL to do that fight. I don't know how to feel about that, man.
no, he doesn't have to come to PFL, but the thing is, UFC is not gonna. He said it doesn't have to be a title fight, but UFC is not gonna have you come and beat their best guy and then go to another org.
Yeah,
That just gives more market value to the other org, So
yeah, he worded it weird. He said it didn't have to be a title fight because it'd be bigger than the title, which is true. But then he said that it would have to he wouldn't go back to the UFC to do it. Like he would still stay with PFL. And the UFC doesn't do cross promotion or sending fighters. Last time they did that was back in Pride days. Chuck Liddell went and got destroyed in Pride. Right, the UFC sent him over to prove he was the best. Got destroyed. Oh, you're gonna love. I need your opinion on this story. Tyron Woodley said he would only return to the UFC to, quote, beat the
why are you
fuck
even
out
bringing
of
this
Israel
up, bro?
Adesanya.
Tyron Woodley's a fucking bum. He got knocked out by Jake Paul. Like, shut the fuck up,
He would only return to UFC to beat the fuck out of Israel Adesanya.
bro. You got 5-0'd by Usman with bad knees, bro. Like
Uh,
Francis, that same podcast, Francis said that he saw Usman that Woodley fight and that Usman couldn't even fucking walk that week, and then he 5-0'd you. Like, come on.
yeah, no, 100%, man. I think Tyron Woodley, he's gonna go down as one of the. It's a weird title reign that he had. Um, and as someone that lived it out, man, he was born to watch. I've never been a fan of Tyron Woodley. Oh, Davison. Oh, this one got announced too, dude. Davison Figueiredo, Rob Font, UFC Fight Night, December 2nd.
Yeah, Rob Font's gonna body him.
You think?
Bro, Figueredo's too used to being the big dude in the watch. He's too used to being the big guy. Now watch, he's gonna have to fight a guy just a little bit more weight, who might be a little bit more technical with boxing at least.
With
Um,
better striking than Figueiredo, my
well, Figueredo
opinion.
has better probably. He has better kicks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Probably,
I'm talking about hands though. Like
bro.
the
Rob
hand
Font's a
striking.
better boxer. So.
Rafon's boxing is insane, man. Um, let's see, man. There's a lot of news, but that's it. That's it. That's all we got for now, man. Dude, insane times in the UFC and mixed martial arts right now, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, so we're gonna have next week off, and then we'll see you guys the week after that. And after that, it will probably take off for the rest of the year. It's going to be a bunch of big fights. And then the beginning of next year is probably going to be even bigger. Beginning next year is when we'll probably start taking this shit super serious. We're trying to
Mm-hmm.
get the miles in right now. We're just trying to get on a regular routine and get good at doing the podcast. But that's probably when we'll start up the quality, up everything up around beginning of next year. So
Oh
big
my
guy.
gosh, Devon, Misha Tate's back. She got.
I'm not. She's a bum. So. That's going to do it for Glove Talk. Like, subscribe, follow us on IG at the Glove Talk Podcast. See you guys next time.
What do I have to do to get certified to be a ref, man, or a judge? I'll do either, bro. Like y'all got Chris Leben with CTE judging fights, man. That's crazy.